You don't want any part of this.
Who is that guy?
He's like Iron Man and Thor rolled into one.
He's no Spider-Man.
What is it with you and Spider-Man?
What, he looks out for the neighborhood, has a dope suit, and I really respect him. Sup, dickwad?
We finally made it. The end of the road. 23 weeks. We had our ups, we had our downs, but we did it. The MCU rewatch is finally complete with Spider-Man Far From Home.
Down.
And what a finale, man. This woo.
Dude, ending on a down. That's tough.
Yeah,
that's really tough.
Toxicity.
This Peter Parker really did have no consequences.
For real, listen, dude, I'm tired of a Peter Parker that doesn't have consequences. I'm tired of a Peter Parker that doesn't take responsibility for his actions.
Tired of a Peter Parker that doesn't have relatable problems.
I'm just... when I came out of this movie, I just felt sick.
He's depressed, but he wants to go on vacation. He's depressed, but he wants to get a girlfriend. Those things do not mix.
Those things do not mix, exactly.
They do not mix. This movie just... Like you said, it just makes you feel sick.
Yeah.
Sick. This Peter Parker, he does not have long-lasting consequences at all. Dude, his identity gets revealed. Dude, that's not going to affect... That's not going to affect anything.
That's not going to affect anything.
That's not going to affect anything.
They can easily write it off as, oh, it's an alternate reality.
I feel like alternate realities really wouldn't help.
Why not?
That's it.
Why not?
Hello?
Yeah.
Did you guys just not hear what I said?
Yeah, I did. Why not?
Just stopped awkwardly. Why wouldn't it help?
It wouldn't really help because there's already too much going on in the MCU alone. So bringing in something else like the multiverse, it would just it would add on as plot points that aren't needed right now. Being framed for murder, having your identity exposed, just now, I wouldn't say just now falling in love, but just now getting into a big relationship. It would just create too many plot points. It just wouldn't make sense to add to.
Well, isn't that the point of a phase starter? This movie's right after Endgame, which is I think this movie's job is to set up plot points for the next of the phase. I think they could perfectly do a multiverse right now because they just end off with time travel and they have to.
I don't think they should do a multiverse.
I didn't say it should. I said they could. I think it'd be fine.
Anything's possible. I mean,
if this movie came right before Endgame, I would agree that they're setting up too much stuff before a big finale. But this is pretty much a brand new phase. You could pretty much count this last film of Phase 3 or beginning of Phase 4. I think if they did multiverse, it'd be fine.
You could definitely do multiverse in the MCU, but just not in Spider-Man, at least for now. Maybe Doctor Strange.
That's my main issue.
And of course, WandaVision. I mean, I wouldn't really say WandaVision is really starting Phase 4 since it's not an actual movie, but
it's still kind of starting Phase 4.
It's the same amount of canon. But I'm saying, they didn't do a multiverse in this movie. That's what I said. They're setting it up, and they're going to completely set up in Doctor Strange. In this movie, they set up the problem.
Actually,
this movie, they set up the problem.
I think they're just setting it up in WandaVision. But before we get into all of that, welcome back to the regular podcast. It's anything but. We return with the MCU Rewatch, episode 23, the finale, Spider-Man Far From Home. All right. Let's get back to talking about this little multiverse thing.
What was I saying? I don't even know, Sterling.
You was talking about something about the multiverse is gonna be in Doctor Strange 2 or something like that.
Well, I remember. I said they could set up back to what David said about them doing too many plot points. I think it's the perfect place to do it at the beginning of a phase. Peter Parker's identity. It could be a major part of Phase 4. It could be not a major part, but I think they're doing it because I personally think they will go the line of the multiverse. So I feel like that's what they're going to use to bring in the other Spider-Man to clear Spider-Man's name. I just think the beginning of the phase is a perfect place to open up plot points, then later down the line before the end. Like, imagine if like they set up like a whole bunch of like plot points, like movie before Endgame, like a whole bunch of things. I mean, Endgame had a lot of stuff that it didn't resolve. I feel like if they do it early in the phase, they will have enough time to actually complete those plot lines.
Yeah, I see exactly what you mean. I just don't want Toby and Andrew in Spider-Man 3. That's just me. I don't want to see a Spider-Verse in Spider-Man 3, but that's
like,
just me,
nah,
dude.
like, come on.
Yeah,
Live action Spider-Verse, it's perfect for Spider-Man 3.
Maybe in a Spider-Man 4. No, maybe in like a Spider-Man 4.
What do you want to see in Spider-Man 3? What do you want to see?
What I want in Spider-Man 3 is no. I want to see Spider-Man on his own. This is a great comic book storyline with him being wanted.
Before. We've seen Spider-Man.
No, we haven't.
Have.
Not in the MCU.
You want a Spider-Man on his own in the terms that he doesn't have a mentor figure, right?
But that is the thing.
Been dick riding till about now.
Right?
Exactly.
That's what you want, right? You want a Spider-Man who doesn't have a mentor figure, right? We've seen that in 5 other Spider-Man movies.
But at the same time, though, he's never been exactly.
We've seen one Spider-Verse movie. We've seen one Spider-Verse movie.
But we've always seen Spider-Man in team-up movies. Why can't we just get a movie with him swinging around New York
Spider-Man,
City?
He's not supposed to be on his own. This Spider-Man, he's supposed to be in the shadow of great heroes. He's in a world
why should he
where
be
Thor,
in the shadow?
Because that's the MCU they have set up.
But
he's in the shadow of gods, rich billionaires.
Okay. But the entire arc of Homecoming is the fact that he doesn't have to be, the entire plot of Far From Home, that he doesn't have to live up to Tony Stark. And that's what happens in the end of the movie. That's why the theme
I'd say that's more about this movie. I'm sorry to interrupt, but just repeat that. Like, what do you think Homecoming is?
That
he doesn't have to live in the shadow of Tony Stark, right?
Yeah.
Or did you say Far From Home? Okay,
I
thought you said Homecoming. Go on.
And then at the end, he has his final swing. He got the girl. He saved the day. And then then his world just crumbles to pieces. This is a great storyline for Spider-Man. Oh yeah, let's add Tobey Maguire in there. Let's add Andrew Garfield. Whoa, Miles Morales might make a cameo. Let's put Doctor Strange in here to hold his hand like he's a baby. He's not a baby anymore. This is Spider-Man.
You're automatically jumping to conclusions that he's gonna hold his hand. Like, just because
that's the thing,
all we have right now is the casting. All we have right now is the casting.
But in every Spider-Man movie, he has a mentor figure. Like, I don't know the context of Doctor Strange being in the movie, but all I know is that they said Doctor Strange will have a Tony Stark-like mentor role in Spider-Man 3.
Where did you hear that?
What does that mean?
What source did you get that from?
Deadline. The Hollywood Reporter. The Hollywood Reporter.
Dude, I don't know if you can take all the news sections, because sometimes they do report BS.
No, but I'm just saying, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter.
Just because Strange is in the movie doesn't mean he's gonna be relying on Strange. What I'm saying, Strange is most likely just gonna be a cameo, like he's gonna do something just like he did in Ragnarok. I think Spider-Man 3 is the perfect thing because we could see Peter on his lowest point. Everyone hates him because they think he killed a great hero, Mysterio. His identity is out. His family could be unsafe. I think it's a good thing to bring in the other 2 Spider-Man to help give him lessons. Like, I know you said mentor figures, but I want to see all these Spider-Men get their chance at redemption. Like, I don't like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man that chance. I just don't think Spider-Man really needs a 4th movie.
Thor got one.
I said Spider-Man, dude.
But there are so many Spider-Man stories. But there are so many Spider-Man stories. Avengers got a 4th movie.
Yeah, but
they could have ended it off at
Spider-Man. 3. I said I personally don't think Spider-Man needs a 4th movie.
Ended it at 3, but definitely not Infinity War.
Like, dude, Spider-Man, he could have a 4th movie, dude. They were already talking about having him in high school and then in college.
I don't think he needs one. He could. I mean, dude, he could freaking go to space and get superpowers. Like, he could become Superman.
His what, like 16 or 17?
Yeah.
He's gonna have a 4th movie. Let's be honest.
He's exactly.
Sony gets butthurt in some type of way.
But this is the thing. Spider-Man is a $1 billion franchise now, though. So of course he's gonna have. They're of course gonna make a 4th movie.
As long as Sony has Spider-Man, they're gonna make another one. Let's be honest here. You know how much money they're making? They make probably more than half what Disney makes from those movies.
I don't know about
Disney
that. See,
Disney barely
Disney's
makes anything. Disney barely makes anything
talking
from
about
these
total
movies.
revenue
They make
or how
merchandise.
much they
They
make
make
from Spider-Man.
Disney. They make only merchandise
If you're
revenue
talking about
from.
total revenue, it's like I don't know.
What do you mean?
Like you said, Sony makes more than half of these of the money from these movies.
Yeah, just the movies themselves.
Okay.
The box office.
Look, I know like you're a big fan of Spider-Man. I don't want them to do another Spider-Man on his own thing. I like the Spider-Man in the MCU that he has all these other heroes to kind of help him, and then bringing in the other Spider-Mans. Like a lot of people hate Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Give him the chance to redeem himself. A lot of people, well, probably not a lot of people. I'm probably in the minority that doesn't really like Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Okay,
you
Sterling.
are.
All right, fine.
Actually, everyone hated
But
him.
the thing is, but the thing is though, I'm not gonna be mad if they both appear in the movie. I'm just saying that can we at least just have one MCU Spider-Man movie by himself? Just give me that. Like him swinging around New York City, saving people, doing neighborhood friendly stuff. He's going off to Europe. We haven't even seen him in New York. We haven't seen him swing around his hometown.
Yeah, we have.
We saw him in the final swing.
I'm still seeing him.
He
You
went
want to see
Europe.
more of him.
He went to Europe.
You want to see more of him swinging in New York.
Yeah, because I want to see J. Jonah Jameson talk bad about Spider-Man, and then you see Spider-Man just swinging around the city trying to help people, and people just think that he's a menace, or some people think that he's trying to do good. That's what I want to see.
I think you're looking at the wrong movie, dude. Everyone loved Mysterio. Like, in the movie that they're setting up, dude, I think everyone loves Mysterio. Like,
okay,
and I think
Spider-Man,
they think Spider-Man killed him. They think he attacked like the Tower Bridge in London. Like, I don't think I think you're looking for the movie where he's going to be swinging around saving people. I think this is going to be a Spider-Man on the run with help from other Spider-Man. Now, when the movie comes out and we see, you can rub it all in my face and be TGG, sit down or whatever. I just personally think that this is going to be a good thing to introduce the other Spider-Man. Maybe not have a full Spider-Verse on the scale that Into the Spider-Verse did, but may just have them appear and kind of help out Peter. I think that would be good, and I think they can do that for Spider-Man 3.
It's too soon, dude. Especially with the time point that it's coming out. I mean, it's coming out with what 2022 or 2021?
2021 December. Like that's a month after Eternals.
Bro, how close is that to Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness coming out like May. Like Thor 4 is coming out before Doctor Strange 2. So don't forget that. Like some stuff is gonna happen in Thor 4. But yeah, dude, we haven't even talked about Far From Home yet. We're talking about Spider-Man 3. Like we haven't even talked about Far From Home. Far From Home is not it's not a great movie. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's pretty funny. It has a lot of hilarious jokes, and I really like it. $1 billion movie. Liked it. All right, that's my
I guess
review.
we'll just go ahead and go into characters.
Yeah,
Right,
visuals
so,
are amazing. Also, the visuals were amazing. They stepped up.
First person I'd like us to talk about is Happy.
I think it's great to see Happy be like the hero. It's great seeing Happy, like, you know, this is what he does. Like he always wants to help people, and I think that's the best thing for his character, to have that role. And yeah, he does have a kind of mentor figure role inside of this movie, but at the same time, I don't think that it was as big as, you know, Mysterio or someone like that, I guess.
Nah, dude, I completely disagree with you, Sterling. I'm gonna be respectfully though. Happy is filling the Uncle Ben role for Peter. Just the only difference for me is that he doesn't have a hole in his chest. Like, Happy is the one who convinces Peter to go back and be a hero when he's at his lowest point. Like, this, like, dude got brutalized by freaking Thomas the Train, and Happy's the one who tells him. He goes throughout this whole movie, people are telling him he needs to live up to Stark. Who's going to be the next Iron Man? And Happy tells him that he doesn't have to be the next Iron Man. And, like, I'm pretty sure it's, like, a great rolled red flag, dude. He's snogging Aunt May. Like, come on. Like, dude, he's the Aunt May. I think he had more of a mentor role than Mysterio did. But that's me.
I mean, you can believe that. We just didn't see much of Happy in this movie, so that's why I didn't.
The small scenes we got of Happy, with just that small scene in that, like, that's the greatest thing. Like, I think that's better than anything Mysterio did, because it was genuine. And I know Mysterio was just trying to get no glasses from him, but I really do think Happy is filling the Uncle Ben role in the MCU because we don't need to see another Uncle Ben. Like we don't need to see Uncle Ben again because we've seen him in like what 4 or 5 movies, 4 because he wasn't an Amazing Spider-Man 2. But
Yeah.
I think Happy is filling the Uncle Ben role. I don't think he's gonna die in the next movie. I don't really think they'd kill Happy. I mean, they don't really need to kill Happy.
I think this movie kind of shows Happy's true colors, and in a good way. I don't think you can really tell whether. Actually, I believe it's sincere. He's actually taken a liking to Peter, and he definitely is filling that role now, because clearly he wasn't trying at all in.
I mean, yeah, like think about it, like
Homecoming, but it's kind of hard to tell if he's being completely sincere or if he's just doing it because of being with Aunt May.
No, I think he's doing it to be sincere, and the main reason why I say he's being it to be sincere because Happy.
I think it's because they both lost Tony.
Peter,
yeah, go on.
Can you shut up? Okay, listen. Okay, Happy and Peter, they are two characters that lost Tony. Like this is something that they can bond over. And though they didn't really have that kind of relationship in Homecoming, they still bonded over Tony. Like that was the main thing inside of Homecoming is that they bonded over Tony.
Yeah.
So in this movie, seeing him kind of be that kind of mentor role to Peter, it made sense.
And I feel like the 3 closest people to Tony were Peter, Happy, and Pepper. Maybe Rhodey, but Rhodey's just a kind of token black guy.
No, Rhodey was very close to
Rhodey. But that's why I said 3 close
Black
people.
guys.
I'd rank those 3 over Rhodey. But I do think that Happy is being completely sincere because like Happy lost like his friend. Happy lost the dude he's been bodyguarding for what, like 10 years?
Mm-hmm. Even when he became Iron Man, he still was his bodyguard.
He wasn't just like a servant bodyguard. Like dude, they were like pretty like they were friends. Like they would kind of joke around with each other. Nah, they were friends. And then Peter lost I don't really call Tony a father figure, but I don't know. I guess I have to say father figure is not really a word I can use. But so Peter lost his quote unquote father figure. And like that's what they can bond over. Like Happy sees this kid thinking that he has to be the next Iron Man, which is like in the MCU. I don't know. Like, do you think Iron Man like in the MCU world, like people think he's the greatest hero? Because I mean, I don't see any murals of Cap. I don't see any murals of Thor.
Well, I mean, this is a guy that
probably Mysterio.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like at the moment, probably Mysterio, but no, I think Tony might have
before Mysterio.
Yeah, like Tony might have the edge here.
Like Earth's best defender, Cap called him.
About Happy, I feel like since Tony's death, everyone needs something to lean onto, and Happy is definitely leaning on May because he's trying to form a strong relationship. And in this movie, Peter's just really trying to find what's gonna help him move on. I mean, taking a big hit like that, it doesn't matter who it is. If it's someone close to you, of course, you're gonna have to find something to lean on or something to help you move on in some sort of way. So I think Happy is definitely leaning on May, and in this movie, once Peter finds it, by the end, he just loses it all again.
And I think like one of the I think what he's trying to say is like
it is kind of weird.
Since everybody lost something, he's trying to be with Aunt May.
I see Happy leaning on May. Like I don't want to completely debunk him because I don't want to like waste a bunch of time going back for that. But I just feel like, Happy and May, like it's not like because I don't really see like after Tony's death, you really don't see Happy like sad. Like like you see him with
like,
Megan, and he's like choking up when he's talking about giving her the hamburgers. That sounds really wrong, but
he was probably hungry, dude. Come on now.
I don't think
he probably was hungry.
I think Happy is there to be the one to tell Peter, you don't got to be Tony Stark. You just have to be Spider-Man.
Like,
as he says while he plays AC/DC. Like, I think it was AC/DC.
Like Tony couldn't even outdo Tony.
Yeah, like he said.
Tony was a guilty person. Tony
like he
did
tells
bad
him,
stuff.
Tony wasn't this unfallible creature, that unfallible godlike person that did no wrong.
Everybody's worshiping, Tony now. We see murals of him with candles down in there because everybody worships him as the real hero. But Tony was just doing the right thing.
And, as a 16, 17-year-old kid, it's really relatable having to live up to something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we put the pressure on having to live up to people, and Happy's the one to tell him, "Hey, dude, you don't got to be Iron Man. You just got to be Spider-Man, and I'm banging your hand."
Yep, exactly. Nick Fury as a Skrull makes so much more sense at the end of the movie. He did kind of feel a little bit off.
Second watching, you can see all the little ticks.
He still felt a little bit off while you were watching the movie the first time. But when you find out he's a Skrull, it makes so much sense. Aunt May, hot as ever. Zendaya in the movie, she was great. But
Ned, Ned, if you have seen a picture of Ned now, man's buffed.
Yeah,
he could probably take down Peter Parker.
Obviously,
don't mess with Ned. Flash,
Betty
got the F knocked out of him.
Ned's not gonna be Miles Morales.
Flash
Betty,
got bodied.
She was cool. Yeah, bro. Flash did get bodied. Betty was cool.
Durag Man probably was Doug.
Yeah, Israeli girl or whatever she was, Arabian or something. I don't know.
Middle Eastern.
She was cool.
That's racist.
Middle Eastern. It's not racist because you said Durag.
Racially profiling.
Sit down. JB Smoove, I really wish that he had a bigger part in the movie, but hey, it is what it is. And Kobe Smulders, she's cool. Yeah, she's nice. But MJ and Peter, their little relationship together, I love that. It was awkward. It fit the tone of like teenagers. Like that's how an actual two awkward teenagers were at. But
I mean, the movie really is about just Peter trying to find the balance between being Spider-Man and just having a normal life. Which Spider-Man had that? 2, 3, 1?
2. But
yeah,
2.
I don't really watch Spider-Man 2 all that much. But yeah, I do like the story of this movie and what it's setting up. Like, I think it could be setting up Spider-Verse, but we talked about that for 10 minutes. But I do like seeing
with the story.
Okay.
Like, my bad, dude. I'm sorry. I cut you off. But like, the thing is with the story is that it is kind of like bad. Let's try to see. No, it's not bad, but it is kind of convenient. You know what I mean?
All superhero movies are convenient.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, this is like super convenient. Like, you can see it. Okay, yeah, I called the people and they said that we're gonna take this trip, or like we got to go home tomorrow, and then the next day they're going on another trip in Europe. Like,
I mean,
come on, like when the parents like at least say, "Hey, bring my child home now," like. That's kind of weird.
Supposed to be the comedy aspect of the movie.
And then also the eat up stuff, the stuff was funny, like with it. But I just felt like they leaned too much into comedy instead of realizing that, okay, Tony thought that Spider-Man was dead when he made these glasses. Okay, so why would he give them to a 17, 16-year-old kid? He could have given them to Happy, Nick Fury. Gave him the Pepper.
Spider-Man was the one best suited to
gave him to Rhodey,
take care of his stuff.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, this is a 16-year-old kid. I think any responsible adult would have never.
He's more than just a 16-year-old kid at this point.
Yeah, but were there any directions for the glasses, though? Were there any directions for the glasses?
I trust you to be the next Tony Stark.
Yeah, for the next Tony Stark, I trust you. But did it say specifically Peter?
I mean,
exactly.
Stark
the
said,
Skrulls.
Nick said Stark left these for you.
But it wasn't Nick though. It was Talos.
But Talos and Nick are working together.
And Nick is off in space.
But they're working together.
It was Talos. It was Talos, dude.
But they're working together.
It was Talos. Talos probably thought that he was supposed to give the glasses to Peter. Or wait, no. Because Talos and Mysterio was already talking around that time. So Mysterio probably persuaded Talos to give the glasses to Peter.
I think that's reaching. I think that's
no,
reaching.
No, it's not reaching. Because think about it, dude. This is a 16-year-old kid. He's naive. He's out on vacation. He doesn't want to be Spider-Man right now. He gave the glasses to Mysterio. He literally had the glasses on the floor. These are the most powerful things in this universe right now, probably, like for tech. And it was on the floor next to his foot in the bar. So that's kind of a little bit irresponsible. Like, your mentor dies, and then he gives you the glasses.
But
that
the whole thinking
drones.
Mysterio convinced Talos, like, wouldn't it just make more sense if Tony left them for Peter, maybe handed them off to Nick, Nick found them, or like Happy gave him the Happy gave him the Nick, and Nick passed them on.
Happy wasn't even talking to Nick.
Okay, Stern.
I'm just saying, dude, like, this is just really weird to me because, okay, you give a 16-year-old kid glasses that can control drones. Like, the drones literally almost killed his classmates. So
I would
think
trust
about it,
Peter
dude.
too.
Like,
I
it
think
made
he's
for a
responsible
funny
enough.
scene.
Like, if he can hold his own
What did he do in this movie?
strategizing and going against Thanos, I think he would be responsible enough.
But he didn't create the plan. It was Peter Quill that created the plan.
He can follow.
He didn't strategize against Tony. He did follow the plan, but at the same time, though, Peter Quill told him the plan. Peter Parker didn't think about it on his own.
Right, we'll go with your theory.
Dude, he almost literally killed his
tricked Talos into giving him the glasses that he somehow knew about. Yep.
He knew about the glasses. They said it in the movie. He knew about the glasses. They literally had an exposition scene. What'd you say, Davis?
Maybe Mysterio kind of made Peter drop the glasses.
There's no way. There's no way he could have done that.
So, dude, you're telling me he can know about the glasses, could convince Talos into masterminding
this is the thing,
Talos
Jonathan.
into
They
giving.
explained it in the movie.
Bro, can I
they
finish?
Explained it in the movie.
Okay,
yeah,
Stein.
You can finish.
He somehow masterminded against Talos into giving these glasses, which he somehow knew existed. I don't know how he knew existed. I don't know. And then he convinced him to give him to Peter, and he can't make him drop the glasses, dude. He can't make him drop glasses on the floor.
I mean, he had to have known of the glasses' existence before then.
I mean, like they literally had an exposition scene in the movie saying, "Thank you, whoever what's your name, for you telling us that Tony wasn't going to give the glasses to a secret organization, wasn't going to give it to us. It was going to a kid." That's literally what he said in the movie. It was in the exposition scene.
So that means he 100% knew before the glasses were even given to Peter.
That's what I'm saying. He knew about it, so he would obviously like try to persuade the person that has the glasses. Hey, give them to him.
Talos had the glasses.
Hold on. I kind of agree with Jonathan now.
How would he know Talos had the glasses?
He was kind of bragging off, trying to say that Tony was stupid for trying to give glasses to a 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hinting that he didn't persuade, it just happened.
So, let me catch up. So, if we're just following the train, Tony gave the glasses to Talos Nick. Is that what you're saying? He gave them to
No,
Nick
what I'm
Talos.
saying is that he either gave him the Happy or to Nick, but let's go with Nick.
So let's just say he gave him the Happy, because he couldn't really had time to interact with Nick because he was gone for 5 years. Mm-hmm. So we'll say he gave him the Happy. Then Happy, once Tony died, he gave him to Nick. Nick gave him to Talos, and Mysterio knew Talos had the glasses and manipulated Talos into giving them to Peter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're saying.
Or they probably was holding the glasses for Peter, and then Mysterio was like, "Hey, that guy right there, you know what?" Because think about it.
But
though.
how would he know Talos had the glasses?
But think about it though. He was already with Talos. You remember when he came into the cave? Everybody knows your secret identity. Mysterio was there, consulting with them, talking about the elementals. We saw him in the beginning of the movie fight Sandman, and
Nick gave them
Maria Hill and Nick.
Talos gave them to Peter on the way to that place. I don't think he would have just been like, Quentin Beck, these are the most powerful glasses made by Tony Stark. For this kid, I'm gonna go pick them up, maybe get some food on the way, and I'll give them to him. I just think it's way too convenient. Instead of just saying
the whole story is convenient.
Tony gave them to Nick. Tony gave them the Happy. Told Happy these are for Peter. Then Happy passed it on to Nick. Then Nick passed it on to Talos Nick to give it to Peter, because Nick's up in space doing stuff with Sword.
But think about it though, Nick probably, Happy probably didn't even give it to the real Nick. He probably gave it to the Skrull Nick. But what I'm saying is that
he knows about Skrull Nick.
Who?
Happy.
I mean, Happy
doesn't know that Nick Fury is a Skrull.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
No, you completely ignored the scene. You remember when Happy called him with the coded message talking about his surfboard? What did Talos first become when he came to Earth and Cat Marvel? He became a surfer. Talos is referencing how Talos became a surfer. He knows that Nick is Talos.
Yeah, now you're just stretching this now,
What do you
dude.
mean?
That
That's
no.
exactly the meaning of the scene. Why
Happy
would
wasn't even
Happy?
there.
He probably knows.
How does Happy know? Why would they entrust Happy? Happy, a bodyguard. Why would they trust him
I don't know why they
with
would,
this
but
type
he
of
knows.
information?
Why else
Shit,
would
I
he
don't
say
think
that
anybody.
reference, Sterling?
I don't think anybody knows except for Peter.
Why
I don't
else
think
would?
I
Why
don't think
else would he
anybody
get?
knows
What?
scrolls are around,
No one
dude.
at all.
No, Happy
No one knows
definitely
at all.
knows, or else that reference would not have been there.
Bro,
It probably was
Nick
just a
Fury
little
that
wink.
called while
Yes, it's a wink because he knows
Peter.
he's a scroll.
Hold up,
But
hold
think,
up. The Nick
Appearances
Fury
can be
that called
deceiving. You left your
during
surfboard here.
the audience scene. That was not Scroll Nick. That was real Nick.
What was scroll?
what you say, Davis?
The Nick Fury that called the first time and then Peter just hit the red button. I think that was real Nick.
What are you talking
That
about?
wasn't real, Nick. That
What is he talking about? Hit the red button. I'm confused.
when he
declined the
just
call.
when he
First
just
time he
declined his
called.
call.
Oh, okay.
I think that was always scroll Nick, but what I'm trying to say is that Mysterio, the whole Edith plot line was just kind of very run of the mill stupid. Like it made for great jokes. It was funny, it was hilarious. Just run of the mill, like, okay, dude, this is why would Tony give a 16-year-old kid glasses that can control
He trusted him.
drones? Yeah, and now look where that turned out. He gave the most powerful glasses to someone he barely knew.
Dude, barely knew. He trusts Peter like a son. Like, we don't know how much they've interacted
No, I'm
since
saying I'm
Homecoming
talking
to
about
Endgame.
Peter giving the glasses to Mysterio.
Peter was a kid. He made a mistake. Mysterio manipulated him.
and then he
told
almost
him,
killed his teammate.
dude.
That's
He
two
told
mistakes.
him, dude. He makes mistakes. Like that's exactly like the point of the movie. People want him to be like Tony, like who everyone thinks is just this godlike superhero who didn't make mistakes. Peter messed up. And now what does he have to do? He has to be responsible and go fix his mistakes. Like I don't get like this thing like you're saying Talos Mysterio knew Talos had the glasses and manipulated him into giving them to Peter.
Yeah.
But I just like
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
like I
sticking
think
with.
you're giving too much credit to Mysterio and like you're
Because-
saying this movie is convenient, but you're just making it like more convenient than if just Tony giving the Happy giving them to Nick giving them to Talos, and Talos giving them to Peter under the
But
instruction.
Nick was already in space around this time, so why would
You think they can't communicate?
Happy would give it to Talos Nick.
Your things like I think you're giving too much credit to Mysterio. Like he somehow knew. Like you don't think
Mysterio knew
you
that
don't
the
think
glasses
that's
were
more
going to go to
convenient.
Peter
You don't
anyway.
think that's more convenient than Happy giving them to Nick giving him the Talos, Talos giving him to Peter?
What I'm saying is that Happy is giving the glasses to Talos Nick,
which he knows is a
Talos
scroll.
Nick has the glasses. No, he doesn't.
Yes, he
Talos
does.
Nick. No, he does.
That's the point, dude. Like you're completely ignoring that reference. He calls
Dude, that
Talos
could just be
saying, "You left your surfboard here. Appearances can be deceiving." Nick probably told Happy that like it's a secret code word you can use with Talos. He had a surfboard because when he first came here in Captain Marvel, he turned into a surfer lady. You think he would just randomly say that to Nick to Talos?
Just be an Easter egg, dude.
Talos Nick surfboards, and now Happy thinks that Nick Fury surfboards, and he actually left a surfboard.
Alright, let's just go into villain arc. That was supposed to be story.
It was story.
Nah, that was you talking about Mysterio convincing Nick Talos. It's convenient.
Yeah, and then my initial thoughts on the story was that it was too convenient. The Edith plot line didn't really work. It made for hilarious jokes, but it was not that smart.
All right, if that's what you think.
Okay, let's just go to villain arc.
Dude, Mysterio's he's not that good of a villain. He's really not.
Yeah, you're capping.
Good job.
He's a cool villain.
Mysterio is awesome.
He doesn't really have. I mean, he has motive, but it just kind of sucks.
His motives are. I just don't.
Elaborate,
that's one of my main.
Okay. So you can already tell from the beginning, as soon as Mysterio starts talking to Peter, if you actually have a brain. You can see he's not being sincere. Now, Peter, his IQ is probably all of ours combined. So he should have immediately been able to pick up on that.
That's the thing. He's in a
Also-
vulnerable state right now. He's in a vulnerable state. The pressure is on him to be the next Iron Man. He just lost his guy, his Tony. I don't know if you want to call him father figure or not, but Tony's in a vulnerable state. And then throughout his time with Mysterio, people are telling him, "You need to step it up, Peter. You need to be the
What
next
does
Iron Man."
loss
And then you have
with
Mysterio,
realization?
who's just he's saying don't listen to Fury. That's exactly what a teenager wants to hear. You want to hear this guy who's being all big bad on you, telling you what to do and stuff. You want to just talk to someone, just be yeah, don't listen to Fury. You guys have sarcasm on this earth, right? Mysterio is playing exactly he's supposed to be. He's manipulating Peter.
He has literally known this dude for 2 days. 2 days.
He's telling him what he wants to hear. They're not best buds or anything. They're just getting a drink, and he's getting Peter to tell him all of his problems, making him feel vulnerable, making him and then he feels sympathetic for Beck because in Peter's mind, Beck's entire world was destroyed, and the first thing Beck said to him, "We could have used someone like you on my Earth." And then they start talking about science and stuff. Beck is telling Peter exactly what wants to hear. I do think people who are saying Ego is a good villain and stuff, and then they come to this and say Spider-Man Far From Home is trash. It makes them feel sick. Mysterio's one of the top tier villains.
Wait, then why did you say trash?
Hmm?
Sarcasm?
Yeah, you guys are sarcasm in this Earth, right?
No.
Oh, okay, just cool.
Do you
Let
guys
me know.
think the Earth 616 thing was just a Easter egg or reference?
It was
or-
an Easter egg, but
easily
also
gonna be
setting
set
up
up. It's easily,
multiverse.
it's easily a setup.
It was an Easter egg for the comic books
Yeah,
saying
but
Earth 616.
Clearly, Mysterio
Mhm.
has no idea what the hell he's talking about. He's
He
not
could.
actually a superhero.
But clearly,
But the thing, it was
him and somebody.
It
But him
was
and a
written by a
scriptwriter
story
wrote
writer,
that, though.
right? Yeah.
Exactly. Him and the scriptwriter worked on that. They
He has a
worked
whole
out the
team
entire story.
of story
Yeah,
writers.
he has a whole backstory about his character.
And if you think multiverses isn't really far off, time travel,
No.
time
I mean, we
travel,
literally got introduced to the multiverse in 2016
yeah,
with Doctor
time
Strange.
travel, shape-shifting aliens, microverses.
We got
Multiverse is really
WandaVision
that
coming
far
out
off.
in 2 months.
Literally multiverse of
Multiverse.
madness. I think the 616 is a reference to comic book fans who know that it's Earth 616, but it is
Yeah,
also
because this
setting
is
up
like the
multiverse.
Marvel Earth. Yeah.
But Mysterio, he doesn't really have an arc, but he's just a good villain.
Mysterio has an arc because listen, right now, Endgame happened 5 years ago. People died. They came back, and we don't even have a plan. The Avengers are really not even a thing anymore. The heroes are all scattered out. They're mourning Tony Stark. They're mourning Natasha. They don't even have a plan. So when we have a character like Mysterio that is actually being an inspiration to these people, they'll believe anything nowadays because we don't have the Avengers together anymore.
But I'm saying he doesn't really have an arc. He's not one
But
way in
that
the
is
beginning
his
of the
arc.
film.
But that is
he
his
doesn't have a
arc.
traditional arc. He doesn't have
His arc is just to get revenge, but he's good at it.
You can tell
he
Peter's
wins in the
arc
end.
because I'm saying an arc is how they change throughout the movie. Peter in this movie thinks he needs to live with Iron Man. In the movie, he doesn't. The Mysterio doesn't really change. He just does a lot. It's cool. I'm not saying it's a negative thing. He doesn't need an arc. It's just he doesn't have a traditional arc. He kind of imposes some stuff upon Peter. He does tell him some good things. He does, he is a good person, Peter, but it's manipulative. It's not in good faith. And I just think that Mysterio, going into this movie, everyone knew Mysterio was going to be the bad guy.
Yeah, I mean,
But
there's no
even
doubt
then,
about that.
I still kind of believe those
You'll
moments.
never guess who the bad guy is, dude.
I even believe those moments when Mysterio was telling Tony the things. Not Tony, Peter, the things that he needs to hear.
Honestly, dude, it's very convincing.
Yeah, I
Jake
would
Gyllenhaal
go sitting in the
is
movie. I was
really
like,
good.
is he really going to be the villain? Are they going to sweep the
Because
rug
this is
out?
the thing, they could really just change a villain into a hero. They can easily do that because the movies and
Change
comics
stuff.
are two different things.
Yeah, they've changed way worse stuff. I mean,
Endgame was an original story. That wasn't
Now
even
that I
based off a
think
comic.
about it,
changed in characters' entire genders and ethnicities
Yep.
before they can change their allegiance.
Now that I think about it, Mysterio's, I guess, abilities really take the same place as his relationship with Peter. With his abilities, he's manipulating an image, so his personality is also doing that to Peter, not manipulating his image, but manipulating his mind.
This was a weird sentence,
So I
but
guess
I
it's
think I get
more
what
of
you're saying. Like his actions are
yeah,
paralleling what he's doing to Peter, right?
yes.
Like he's
Yeah, his
okay, yeah.
actions parallel
It was
his
just weirdly
illusion
worded.
tricks.
Yeah, but the thing I like about Mysterio, like it's such like an ironic thing that like he doesn't even have his own suit. Like he's got a
No.
team of script writers, he's got costumers. Like his entire thing, like it's supposed to be CGI. Like they're kind of
Hmm.
making fun of himself. Like they CGI everything. They CGI bus drivers.
Yeah, they CGI the road that the bus is driving on. They
But it's
CGI
cool
everything.
because like people in the MCU really will believe everything. Like a magical
It's
hero that comes in to save the day right after they've lost Tony Stark. People are looking for like, well, who's gonna be the next hero? Who can we put all our faith towards? And Mysterio, he's filling that role. And things Mysterio,
yeah,
like
exactly.
he fits all the criteria of being a good villain. He's cool.
Mhm.
He's relatable. You can feel sympathetic for him at times, not all the time, and he changes the hero and leaves more than he leaves stuff behind.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Like he leaves a mark on the hero. Like,
yes,
hey, bro, ain't no swinging through New York City. Even though I would love to see that. His identity is exposed. Like I exposed your identity. I won in the end, and I still died.
Mysterio
But guess
wins.
what? Next movie, I'm coming back.
Mm,
It's over with.
yeah,
So
like he fits
I
all the
mean,
criteria.
Mysterio's not
Like
dead.
I can feel sympathetic from times because you see he really did get screwed over for his own tech. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's the one who invented the what's the word, binarily augmented retro framing. I think that's it.
Barf.
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 And just sitting there on stage watching your boss, who you just slaved away making this tech for, call it barf. You can really, and then he gets fired for it because he said he wants this technology to be used. And then he gets fired for it. Yeah, you can see how someone would resent someone for that. I just think Mysterio is a great villain. He's up there with Killmonger, Thanos, all the
He's
good
up there
ones.
with Vulture. I don't think he's better than Vulture though, because
I'd say
Vulture
he's better than
do
Vulture.
have Vulture has better motivations. Vulture has better motivations. Mysterio
Yeah,
just
I
seems like
guess, but I
another
think
Vulture, but
Vulture is better.
Mysterio is great.
I think Vulture. I'm not Vulture. I think Mysterio's better. That's just me.
Well, you're on that cap, but yeah, yeah, but no, Mysterio is pretty good. I really like, and the thing about his suit is that it's practical. Like that's one of the things that I really like about it. Seeing behind the scenes stuff, the suit is practical. Like this is stripped right out of the comic book, so it's just amazing the way his villain arc is concluded.
Isn't
But
the
is
suit
his
like fake though? Oh, you're
Huh?
talking about like the real suit. I was like,
Yeah,
the
like
suit's
behind the
practical.
scenes, like
That's what you're talking about.
behind this, but the suit is kind of practical because he does kind of like have a real suit, like a real cape in the movie. But yeah,
But for the most part,
but I mean,
CGI, just like how they CGI most of these characters.
yeah, most yeah,
Looks
it's
good
like,
though. CGI is excellent in this movie, but like
yeah, they stepped their game up from Homecoming. Like,
step their game up from Black Panther. To be honest,
do you have a problem with black people?
no,
Oh, okay,
I have a problem with Black Panther. CGI is trash.
cool. Ooh,
Am I wrong?
yeah, that's not gonna go.
Why
That's
are
not
you
gonna go
booing me?
well.
I'm right.
That's not gonna go
Why are
well,
you
dude.
booing me? I'm right.
You know what else is not well in this movie? The hero arc.
Shut up,
Jesus
high
Christ.
top. Get out.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, dude.
What?
Just
Peter Parker without relatable problems.
look, man. Just look, man. Shut up, man.
I'm
Just
tired of a Peter Parker without relatable problems. I'm tired of a
shut
Peter
up,
Parker that
man.
doesn't have long-lasting consequences. If you can watch
No,
this movie with any semblance of a consciousness and say that he doesn't have lasting consequences or relatable problem, like you got to be like a clone who had like no childhood. Like
no.
you were just cloned.
I think that Peter's hero arc in this movie was that, yeah, he doesn't have to be the next Iron Man. Everybody tells him that he has to be, or like, are you gonna step up to the plate or not? And honestly, he just doesn't want to be that. But I feel like it's kind of repetitive of Homecoming's arc, where okay, he saved Coney Island without Stark's suit. You know, he had his own homemade suit. He stopped the plane from, he stopped the plane from getting robbed. So I feel like in that movie, you know, the whole arc was that, okay, he doesn't have to be an Avenger right now. He could just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. The next movie he's in, he's up in space, and then he dies for 5 years, comes back, and then he's in Europe. And then now he's not trying to be the next Iron Man.
But I think it makes sense for him not wanting to be the next Iron Man because he's already went through a lot of traumatizing stuff recently. I think he just wants to take some time off. He just wants to get away from the superhero stuff. Like he's still a kid. He wants to have the high school life. I feel like through this is what they're setting up with this Spider-Man. Like everyone's telling him that he has to be like someone. He has to be as good as someone. I think for a kid in high school, that's a very good setting and it's relatable for a lot of people.
And I mean, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get the hero.
I don't get people saying he's not sad enough in this movie.
Tom Holland has some acting chops in this movie. He gets sad.
He gets sad. 20 an hour, 2 hours of Spider-Man being depressed.
Well.
Yeah, exactly. Like everybody does grieve differently. Like it does hit him hard. Like he looks at the Iron Spider suit, he looks at the Spider-Man suit, and he just looks at. He's like
I think this vacation is just his way of grieving. He wants his mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like he just wants to take his mind off of him being dead for 5 years.
Yeah, he comes back after 5 years of being dead, and then it's just people are just gone. The world is in a horrible state. His mentor figure dies.
Bro, he comes back and sees Thanos sitting right there. Oh my god,
this guy who killed him sitting there. And then I think it's reasonable. He does this one. He just leaves the country. He just wants to go on a trip with his friends and just have fun. I think his arc in this movie, it is continuing from Homecoming, where people are putting him back in this thing where who's gonna live up? Is Spider-Man gonna be the leader of the Avengers now? And he doesn't know what he wants to be right now. He doesn't know if does he want to step up to be Tony Stark, or does he just want to keep being Spider-Man and be with his friends? He doesn't want to think about Thanos, space battles, multiverses right now. And I think that his arc is great. I think he does have long-lasting conflict. His identity is exposed. We've never seen this before in a film or TV show about Spider-Man. Not that I know of. His Spider-Man, everyone knows Peter Parker is the man behind the mask, and now the world thinks he's the one that killed Mysterio. The places they can go with that are limitless. Yes,
they can easily write it off as a Skrull, as him being a Skrull. But
they could write it off. But that's one of the ways they
can't replicate his powers.
It's the one of the ways they can go with it.
Doctor Strange could erase people's memories.
Another way they can go.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that they can do with this concept.
Yeah, that's what I just said. There's a lot. There's they can do they can figure something out. I feel that's what they're gonna do with it.
I just hope that doesn't undercut what happened here.
I don't think they'll undercut it. This movie. I think it's supposed to be a phase starter. That's what I see it as. Not the phase starter.
I think this is phase 4.
Bridger phase starter.
I think this is the first. I think this is the first phase 4 movie.
I'd say it's a Bridger.
This is the first phase 4 movie.
It's a Bridger.
It deserves to be. It's supposed to be. Should have been.
Okay. I just think, if people who don't like his arc in this movie, what did you want, High Top?
Sorry.
What did you want, High Top? Did he just want a 2 hours of Peter Parker just sitting in his room being depressed?
I think since him being a Spider-Man fan, he probably wants to see Peter having those type of money problems. They even cut out a scene inside of the movie where he had to sell his Star Wars toys to get money to buy the plane ticket to go to Europe. Now I would have loved to seen that scene in theaters, because it would have showed, because they even had him fighting the little mafia inside of the restaurant, and him telling the police people that I'm too busy doing you guys' jobs, and then him getting a passport. That stuff, it looks funny, and it's classic Spider-Man stuff. But they cut that out of the movie for what reason? I don't know. They just had to have something. What else did they put in the movie? Like Zendaya with some pigeons or something?
I think they didn't do that because it would kind of seem a little bit too similar to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
But it went because Toby. But
you can clearly see it in Tobey's version.
Yeah, but that's because Toby is a grown man. That's why he has relatable problems. But this is a teenager,
Parker in that movie,
so he has
like fresh out of high school. Which movie are you talking about? Which depends on which
Like-
Spider-Man.
Yeah, like in the first one, he just graduates high school. In the second one, he's trying to find work. He's in college. Can't really make ends meet. But I feel like in this Spider-Man movie, they would have kept that scene with him, selling his Star Wars toys. That would have been cool.
I mean, he's 16. He can get a job. So that definitely could have opened an opportunity. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but I think his hero arc is all right.
He has
Not
more
better than
relatable
Homecoming.
problems and just like money issues. Like why do we need to
What
see
the
those
girl?
What? Yeah.
What the girl?
Yes, the girl from living in someone's shadow, being
Bro,
something
can we just
everything wants
respect?
you to be.
Can we just respect the fact before we get into the third act? Can we just respect the fact that Peter, every girl that he's pulled in the last two of his movies have been 10s. Let's just all agree with that. Liz, MJ, they're all 10s. To be honest, in my opinion, I think they're 10s. I don't know what you guys think. Most of you just don't like black girls.
I mean, if you want to think that, go ahead.
I mean, if you're into that type of stuff, that's fine. If you're into that type of stuff, that's cool. But let's move right into the third act, which is one that I fairly enjoy. I think this is great. I think this third act is great.
I think it's better than Homecoming. It's up there.
Okay, so
Obviously it is.
When does it start?
Third act starts
When he starts building his suit.
Yeah,
that's where it starts.
when AC/DC starts playing, that's when that third act starts.
I was gonna say that as well.
Either when he starts there or when he wakes up in the cell and broke up on.
No, that's still
okay. Just
yeah.
No. I just can't say one thing. No.
No, but I think this final battle is all right. I think one thing that I really would have loved though, like the Mysterio stuff in the second act, that's perfect. That stuff was amazing. 10 out of 10, perfect stuff. I still kind of wish we could have saw more of that in the final battle. But I know the ideas were kind of limited at the time.
Talking about from make looking cool standpoint, 10 out of 10. If you're talking about logically, does this make sense in the movie? It's like a 4 out of 10. There's no way he can do all this stuff with the drones.
Oh yeah, with drones, yeah. No,
logically, this is like 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, if it was real Mysterio powers, it would have. Wow.
Completely makes no sense how he can do this with just the power of drones.
But it was cool though. Like Mysterio's
saying,
behind him, and then he punched him, and it became into like a cinder block wall.
And then he's got like a bunch of Spider-Man fighting him, and he put the old suit on him.
Yeah,
there's no way you can do that with that. Like, why did Tony build these drones to do this?
Yeah,
I wouldn't even see why Tony would need to build these drones in the first place. If you the suit of armor around the world doesn't work out, buddy. You've tried that, and look what happened. Sokovia.
Hence the Eat of Glasses. The Eat of Glasses controlled the drones. So you're basically saying that the Eat of storyline doesn't really make sense. On a logical standpoint, it's a 4 out of 10.
That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't know why Tony would build Edith, but the storyline that they use Edith in, I think it makes sense perfectly. Like, you're trying to throw your narrative of it not making sense on, in my opinion. This ain't that kind of movie, buddy.
Yeah, because the movie sucks. But
third act doesn't suck though.
The third act doesn't suck.
I think the third act is this movie.
Great.
But you can see Peter Parker using his knowledge of physics and science against the drones. And you can see his quick thinking.
And science.
Yeah, you can see how he uses the car as a counterweight to make him swing faster, and then he uses the counterweight to crush the drones. And then you can see his quick thinking on the fly.
I guess you can just say ingenuity, but
yeah, ingenuity, that's like
physics and science.
He's using his knowledge of physics and science. I pretty much just use ingenuity, but just extend it to sound smart. But you can see his quick thinking on the fly too, because he gets caught on fire. So what he does, he swings low and puts his back in the water.
Exactly. And then another thing that I saw was pretty smart. I think he grabbed the drones or something like that. Like he caught the drones, and then as he was like swinging up in the air, he was catching different drones inside of his web, and then they all just exploded. That was
Then he
kind of
pulled
smart
them
to me.
down to get more
Yeah.
weight on his swing. Yeah, like I said, a counterweight. And then
But
he sees the drones have sonic repulsors, so he grabs a shield, and then he grabs one of their sonic repulsors, and then he throws it up into the thing of drones, times it perfectly so that the sonic thing that comes out of it breaks them all.
Mhm.
And then you see his ultimate using his spider sense, closing
Peter
his
Tingle,
eyes,
which
out.
has set up and has payoff. Peter Tingle.
So cool.
Yeah, and then you can see him taking on these drones with his eyes closed. Like set that up in the beginning of the movie that like he doesn't want to use finger tingle or it's not working. I think he's afraid of using it. That's personally me. Because the last time he used it, Buddy were being disintegrated.
Yeah, it is.
I think he's subconsciously afraid. I don't think he's like inherently going like no spider sense. No spider.
But that is a funny joke though. The Peter Tingle when she threw the banana at him, that was funny.
Yeah,
was
the third act, it's phenomenal.
Slapstick humor, but it is what it is. What you was gonna say, Davis? My bad.
I was gonna go ahead and I guess you could say this is the best moment, but it pertains to third act. I think my favorite thing is.
I mean, you can go ahead and just talk about best moments if you think so.
All right. I think number one best moment is definitely when Peter stops Mysterio from shooting him. I just thought that was so cool. It really shows that
makes sense.
He's a superhero, and he can do badass stuff like anyone else, even though he's
a kid. Yeah, I see what you mean. I like that moment also, but that Mysterio scene, that was nice. That Mysterio scene was nice. I love that scene. The final battle itself was okay, but the jokes inside of the movie were funny. When he knocked out Flash, that was the funniest joke.
I think the bus scene is one of my best moments. It's
yeah, that bus scene is
cool action,
hilarious.
Funny moments. You got Hakeem, and it's even funnier knowing that the bus driver is the only
not
real
really there.
thing.
Yeah.
No, the bus driver is real. The bus, everything else isn't real.
No, yeah, but the bus driver actually wasn't even there. Like I saw behind the scenes, and
but the bus driver's the only real thing. He's the only real thing there. They CGI'd him into the bus.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I guess we just go ahead and say he's the only real thing. They CG'd him, and we just refer him as a CGI bus driver.
Yeah, man, I like him as Hakeem. I just say his name is Hakeem.
Hakeem. Another one of my best moments. I do like the final battle, and I just like all the moments with him and MJ.
Yeah, a little awkward moment because it reminds me of like how I was
that in high school. And
like
school.
It reminds me how I am. Like I'm okay,
the desk,
kind of a little bit awkward and stuff like that. Shut up.
I'm not gonna embarrass you like that.
What else is one of this? Yeah, just all the comedy stuff. But that's the thing that it goes too far into comedy where it kind of undercuts the drama.
For. I don't come to a Spider-Man movie to see like full-blown drama.
Where you could,
I like seeing funny moments. I like seeing funny moments. Just not really a serious movie. I don't want to see it just go off the rails, silly. But my main reason I'm coming to Spider-Man, I want an enjoyable comedy.
But that's the thing that Ant-Man and the Wasp was, right? You could just argue that Ant-Man and the Wasp was kind of like Far From Home. I mean, essentially, Far From Home is kind of forgettable. Like, if I'm gonna watch I'm gonna watch Far From.
I can't agree.
Like, I wouldn't watch Far From Home over Homecoming.
There's only when I come back to watch this movie, when I watch this movie, there was only one scene I didn't remember being there, and I can't. Like, which scene that was? Because I remember this movie.
I can't watch Far From Home. Constantly like that.
I just can't watch.
If I'm gonna watch Far From Home, I gotta watch it like 3 months apart or something like that.
Nah,
because the jokes are.
I think I like watching it more than Homecoming
land
because. Not go on.
Like the jokes land, but they're just like they just go over and over and over with the jokes and stuff, and kind of doesn't really give enough time to breathe, except for that scene with Peter inside of the plane. Like that's the only time where we get to see an emotional scene and stuff like that. But everything else inside of the movie is just joke after joke after joke. Like the teacher dropping his camera inside of the water. Joke after joke after joke.
Like we have a bunch of serious movies in the MCU. Like we just got out of Endgame.
They go for all of the cheap shots. Okay, like I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
This is
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying
we just saw this after, like, this Endgame just happened. Like, we just went through, like, Infinity War and Endgame, like, people died, like, heroes retiring. I don't want to see another sad movie. Like, I wanted to come into Spider-Man to be relieved. Like, that, like, I didn't want to be like, dang, this is a dramatic experience for Peter. I wanted to have fun, be happy, because I think that's what Spider-Man should be. No, he's supposed to be, like, he's the one that make you laugh. While you have, like, serious, like, Thor, God of Thunder. Like,
that, they kind of did bad with him in Endgame also. But, yeah, it is what it is.
I didn't come to this movie looking for drama. I do think they set up, like, maybe in the third or fourth movie, I want to see things get serious. But, like, I feel like the conscious would have been too much, like, going from Homecoming, which is, like, a very lighthearted movie, to, like, some, like, I don't know, I don't think you want it to be gritty, right? Like, you don't want to see, like, the Batman.
I never, like, what I said was I didn't want it to be, like, all drama-filled. I just didn't want, like, okay, they just go for every cheap shot comedy. Like, the camera falling in the water, that's cheap, okay? You just got a cheap laugh after.
Slapstick's
it
not
wasn't
necessarily
earned.
cheap.
But that's the thing, dude. It wasn't earned out of me. You just dropped this camera in the water. Like, you can see
I've never really understood. This has been me. I'm not gonna pretend. I've never really understood jokes having to be earned. Like, hey, if it's there, it makes you laugh, and it's not. It doesn't interrupt the flow of anything. It didn't for me. I think it's good. Because you may have a problem differently, but I don't know. I enjoy slapstick. Unless it's like I didn't enjoy the slapstick in Ragnarok. Like, I didn't like how he just threw the ball at the wind. Like, I know we shouldn't be talking about Ragnarok. I'm just giving an example. Yeah. I think this slapstick is used, like, right. Like, Thor's thing, like, he's in the middle of giving a big speech about being a hero, and then he hits himself in the face with a ball. Like, that stole the moment away. And, like, in Ragnarok, Korg's like, yeah, the foundations are gone, mate. Like, dude, you just watch your buddy's home get destroyed. Like, that just interrupted a dramatic moment.
Hence me saying that comedy undercuts the dramatic moment. I don't think
there's any drama that's undercut by comedy in this movie. Like, I can't think of a scene where I'm like, dang, this is a dramatic moment where they ruined it with a joke. Like what would you say?
Yeah, but did we have any, like, empowering scenes? Like, I get, like, there's some empowering stuff, like with what Happy told Peter, but did we actually get another one of those Spider-Man scenes where he looks at himself in the reflection and sees himself in his homemade suit, and he's like, "Come on, Spider-Man," and he lifts the rubble off of him, off his back? Do we ever get one of those scenes out of here? No, we don't.
I think so.
We don't get one of those drama-filled scenes of seeing Spider-Man.
I do. The whole at the end when he trusts himself, where he's like, "Come on, Peter Tingle," and then, like David said, when he stops Mysterio from shooting him.
Yeah, that was cool, but
I think that is a come on Spider-Man
that
moment.
Homecoming moment was better, dude.
Then that's subjective. Then that's being subjective.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, all film is subjective, but
like, I think that is definitely a come on Spider-Man moment. Like, if Mysterio one last time tries to get the drop on Peter, and then, like, this whole thing, he's been not trusting his Peter Tingle, hasn't been working, then he catches it. I think that works fine.
Yeah, it also works? That soundtrack. Love it.
Soundtrack, great.
I did
Honestly,
notice it.
Better.
It's more triumphant, bigger, louder, greater, man.
I think the first time it played is when I mainly listened to it.
It's more triumphant at the end when he's doing his final swing.
It's just the same as Homecoming, just better, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just more triumphant.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I was like, wait, why can't I think of it? And then I was like, oh, it's just the Homecoming thing, but better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's used better than the Homecoming one. But I do like the little remixes Homecoming would do, like kind of how they did with Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Spider-Man theme. Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant like
no, like how there was like when there was like a small moment, go like dun 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 dun, and then when it was a dramatic moment, it would go like more intense and higher. But I feel like this one is better because it's a more cinematic, not cinematic.
Triumphant. Just say triumphant.
Yeah, I guess. That's not the word I was looking for.
It's the same wording, but yeah.
But yeah, the soundtrack
better
than Homecoming.
Great.
Doesn't leave me feeling sick. It's great. It's great. But,
how does it fit inside of the MCU?
I mean, set my Phase 4, dude.
What?
Well, I want to say something about this. So, since this is the most recent MCU movie, we need to focus on more in also, how does it fit with the things in the past? But how is it going to fit with things in the future? As Jonathan just said with Phase 4. So,
Mhm.
how will this affect not only Spider-Man, but the Avengers?
I think the Avengers are no more, to be honest.
Yeah,
What
I don't
Avengers
think
are
we're going.
left?
I don't think we're ever going to see
Spider-Man's
another
the
Avengers
last like
film
active duty
anytime
Avenger
soon.
on Earth.
Yeah, we're not seeing another Avengers
Hulk.
film for
I think Hulk's
years.
sitting out. I think Hulk's sitting out. Hulk's been
Hulk has
sitting
been
out
jobbed.
since Infinity War.
Yeah, yeah,
Thor,
Hulk has been
he's
jobbed.
off about and with the Guardians. He's like, I'm getting away from Earth.
Yeah, you know, I'm
Cap,
about to go hang out with
Cap,
Padme. She got
you know,
cancer now, so
Cap's lived his
you know,
life. Cap's lived
yeah,
life. Tony, he's 6 feet under.
yeah.
Hawkeye, he's retired with his kids. Black
Yep,
Widow,
about to have his own TV show.
he's 6 feet
Dead.
under.
Yeah,
There
boom.
is
You looking
no
for
Avengers
this?
left except
Oh.
Peter. And I think Spider-Man is the perfect character to leave it off to. And then they do perfect. Like, people are looking to Peter to be the next Avenger. And he can't answer the question.
I mean, if you think about it, yeah, because Peter, you know, Spider-Man, he's the only one that's still out there doing little interviews and stuff like that, little conventions. So yeah, of course, like, okay, this is one of the superheroes that saved the Earth.
Hey,
Let's ask him, are you the new Avenger now? Or like,
And he doesn't know how to answer. I don't think he answers the question. He just gets away.
runs away like a little punk.
I think this is a good movie that's setting up Phase 4. Like, me personally, I know Sterling disagrees. I think it's setting up multiverse, Spider-Verse. I think it's.
I mean, they're
multiverse.
teasing it, yeah.
Obviously not
I
as
guess
much
you could
as,
say
you
that
know,
they are
Doctor
setting
Strange
it
and
up.
WandaVision
real
are.
big tease in it.
Yeah,
Doc-
exactly. They just
I have a
dropped the line.
hunch.
Are you saying there's a multiverse? Like,
I have a hunch
yeah,
that they're setting it up. In
they
my
are
head canon, it
because
makes sense. Like, he's gonna have to bring in the other Spider-Man to like help clear his name or something. I don't. I just think that's where they're gonna go. I can't really explain it because we haven't really seen much hinting to it.
I feel like this more sets up a multi-platform or
Bruh, talking about consoles or Spider-Man.
owned. No. I don't know the phrase that I should use to say it, but it's opened up more multi
more opportunities
No.
or
multi-platformed
Exclusive.
movies. Like no. Okay, let me think for a second. So putting like the Sinister Six,
Mhm.
the what's his name, that Morbius,
So
because that's completely Sony owned.
But
I'm
then
gonna just
again,
like
inside.
take over it, and I'm saying, like, are you trying to say like there's a bunch of things they can do with Spider-Man?
Oh, I see what he's trying to say. Yeah, exactly, like what you just said. I think they're trying to bridge the Sony universe with the MCU inside of this movie.
Yes.
I think maybe that's what he's trying to say.
So yeah,
exactly.
more opportunities.
Because if you think about it, Morbius and Venom 2 got pushed back when Spider-Man 3 got pushed back. Venom
You
and
already
Morbius 2 are
know
supposed.
They're coming to the MCU. I mean,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
have-
There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about
It'd
that.
be stupid not to.
Yeah, like Morbius and Venom 2, they're coming out before Spider-Man 3. They even already said that Morbius and Venom 2 is supposed to come out this year. So Morbius and Venom 2
We already have
might
J.
be in
Jonah
Spider-Man 3.
Jameson. We already have J. Jonah Jameson in here.
Mhm.
That can't
Doctor
just
Strange
be.
is coming in
That
there.
can't just be for like, hey guys, it's J. Jonah. Like with Marvel,
Yeah,
like
you
there
know, we
is
brought
no,
back J.K.
there
Simmons.
is no.
No, it's-
Don't think about it.
You know what, guys? I don't think for a second that whole Sony and Disney breaking up thing was real. I don't think that was. I don't think that was real for a
I think
second.
it was. I could
don't think it was
definitely
real,
see
no.
Disney being like, pay us more, buddy, and Sony's like, nah, fam.
No, but this is what they said how it got resolved. Tom Holland called them drunk and said, "Hey guys, I really want to play Spider-Man again. You know, can you guys make up?" Bob Iger is the head of Disney. He doesn't care about Tom Holland. I'm keeping a stat right
that's
here.
what
right?
we were told.
If you think
We really
about
don't
this-
know
No.
what truly went on.
Yeah, exactly. We really don't know, but Sony. But I don't think that was real because think about it, dude. Okay, Spider-Man gets back into the MCU. Now we have not Hawk, Vulture popping up in the Morbius trailer. Inside of the trailer, it says from the studio that brought you Homecoming and Far From Home, which are Marvel Studios,
I kind of want
and
to
then Venom.
If that was completely real, then there were plenty of things that Disney could have done to get them back. If Disney was asking for more money and Sony said no, and then they took away Spider-Man from the MCU, Disney could have easily snatch my Spider-Man. You're not putting that on a PlayStation.
No,
because they don't own the video games or the movie rights. They made a deal.
Yeah.
Disney does own the video game rights.
No.
Dude.
Sony does not own the video game.
I thought Activision didn't Disney.
Activision owned it at a time.
No. Activision didn't
Oh,
own it. They were
distributing it.
yeah, they were basically
Publishers.
being
Publishing.
Yeah, they were publishing it with.
I don't think Disney could just say, give us Spider-Man, because Disney doesn't own Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's originally a Marvel character, right?
Exactly.
They
yeah,
just
they
own
don't.
Marvel.
So it really doesn't matter. The
But
only thing
they
Sony
own Marvel
owns
Studios. They don't
Spider-Man
own Marvel
related-
Comics.
They don't, just because they
only
own
thing-
Marvel doesn't mean they own all the properties that Marvel has.
Yeah, they only own the
Spider-Man
movie
was
studio.
bought.
Disney
Spider-Man was
doesn't
bought
own-
by Sony way back when, and
1990s.
it's
Yeah,
like up until
go ahead
today,
and go, Davis.
they've
My
kept
bad.
the rights.
The only
Yeah.
thing that Disney does not own that is Spider-Man related is, of course, the comics themselves and the cinematic publishing and creating and distributing rights of Spider-Man. They own the video game rights.
But they don't own the film rights.
Yes,
Sony
exactly.
owns them,
They-
and
they
then
don't own the
they
film
Sony
rights.
owns Insomniac, so Insomniac technically has a right to Spider-Man. Sony does own the majority of the rights to Spider-Man.
The only reason why Insomniac is making Spider-Man video games is because Sony is letting them. because they
Disney
own them.
technically owns the character Spider-Man, but they don't own the publishing
The-
and
Yeah,
film
they don't
rights.
own the film rights. Yeah, exactly. And the deal is that if Sony doesn't make a Spider-Man movie in 5 years, then those rights revert back to Marvel. That's why they jumped at the idea of making an Amazing Spider-Man. But
And then
that's
the
just
thing is,
my thing.
Sony probably realized, if it is all true, I believe it was, Sony probably realized we'd be stupid not to like take this cash cow that is putting Spider-Man in the MCU and all their other characters.
Yeah, my theory, it's out there, but I just think that this Disney Sony thing breaking up, I don't believe that for a second. This was a publicity stunt. They did this to keep the conversation talking about Sony
It's
and
always Sony's fault.
Marvel, But yeah, post-credit scene though, loved it. These
Which
two
one?
post-credit scenes are great.
Both of them?
Yeah,
When I first
Both of
saw it, when I first saw the scroll one, I was literally blown away. Because you know me,
bro.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
S2
Captain
Marvel.
Marvel.
Well,
Captain
And then the
Marvel.
fact, because I knew something was off about Nick Fury,
Yeah, exactly. He didn't really feel like
seemed
Nick Fury.
different. Like he seemed like something was like, would Nick Fury really act like would Nick Fury really get that angry at Happy for calling him? Like I was like,
Yeah, like
I don't really
like
think
dude,
we've
he was
seen
like, haha, you better, or it's your A. I'm like,
yeah, don't you ever
Nick
call
Fury
this
wouldn't say
number
that.
again. Like the things, but you weren't deliberately thinking, Nick Fury's weird. You were just kind of
Yeah,
like,
exactly. He was just
it's like
hmm,
feeling
he's
off.
off.
He was like, dang,
Well,
they're
probably
both
'cause he was
scrolls.
dusted.
You're like,
Probably because he was
Bruh,
dusted. I was-
who? How long have they been scrolls? Who else are
It's
scrolls?
like- exactly. Like, is this setting up secret invasion? Like,
Is
what
this
going
real?
on?
Was Tony's death real? Probably is.
Yeah,
They wouldn't
exactly.
go back.
Like, okay, was
But the thing is, they
okay,
can.
was Happy a scroll the entire
They
time? Like,
can.
did Happy actually get dusted or something?
Who
like
is
that?
a scroll
What if
in this
May is
movie?
a scroll? What if May is a scroll? What if MJ is a scroll? That's
Like,
my
what-
bad. That's just
What if we're all scrolls? Like, what if they're all scrolls?
exactly? What if this entire MCU story is just the scrolls told from their point of view?
And then you get Captain Marvel 3 coming into. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but the second post credit scene is good.
This is one of the
Not
only
better
post
than-
credit scenes that blew me away.
Yeah, but not better than the mid credit scene. That mid credit scene, fire.
What was
Oh
the
my
mid-credit
God.
Scene again?
the what?
What was the mid credit scene?
Spider-Man's name is Peter
Oh.
Parker. What the?
Yeah, I really liked it just for the fact that I like the fact that his identity was revealed. Like, I'm not a big fan of the OG Spider-Man movies. I'm not saying they're bad, but when I did see Jonah, I was like, wow, they actually did it.
I was like, yes.
But yeah,
I was
probably wouldn't have like
I was
sit next to the theater
yes.
with you.
No, I was sitting by the big man, but
But I did
Big
like
man.
seeing Jay because I like Jameson as a character. Like I
yeah,
even if like I didn't
he
like
works
much
great
about
as J. Jonah
the
Jameson,
OG
and he
Spider-Man.
also works great as Jim Gordon.
I didn't
What?
see even as much as I didn't like the OG Spider-Man. Like Jay Jones, the one thing in that movie that I love.
Yeah, he's cool. I mean, you can't replace him. Like that's the one character that you
Yeah,
can't
you really can't.
recast.
And then
Like, you
I
can't
don't think they
recast-
did it just to please the fanboys. I think they did it
no,
to please the
there's
fanboys
something-
and set up the multiverse.
Exactly.
And then the final post-credit scene, Nick Fury at Sword Station. Like, there's a bunch of stuff they
Who
could
got
go
my
with that.
shoes? Bro,
There's a
and I
bunch of
love
things
the
that go.
fact that they pan over and you see the spaceship leaving, but then they just cut to black. Like I love that. Like I
Like,
love the
how
way
many
how like the spaceship's
scrolls
about
is
to
he in
leave and then
charge of? Like,
that's
is
what I'm
Cat
saying.
Marvel a part of
Is
this? Like,
Agent
are him and Talos buddy? There's a
is
lot of stuff they
Agents
could
of
do.
Sword confirmed?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it's
The
been.
Nick
What's like
Fury
the date
series
on
is
that?
confirmed. It's probably Nick Fury and the Agents of Sword.
What's the date on that?
I don't know, like 2022. We're probably not gonna get it anytime soon or right now, the way the world is looking like. But yeah, man, that mid credit scene, awesome. Just loved it.
Yeah.
Same old MJ, right? I hate Brad, dude.
I mean,
I honestly think that that Flash should have been Brad. He should have been the Brad
nah.
character. Like fighting
Dude,
Peter over MJ.
Flash
I
is like a
think Flash should have
skinny
been.
dude. Like,
No,
Fla-
I think Flash should have been the one to not get dusted and kind of grow up 5 years. But I guess
I like
I
the Flash they
digress.
have mainly because I like the actor. I like how I like how if he wanted to, Peter could probably be like way better at Flash than anything. Well, I
Yeah,
like how they say like it. I mean, it's more than just like muscle and strength to
yeah,
bully
exactly.
someone.
Like you can be a bully and not
Like Flash
not
is
be
just
stronger than the
rich.
person.
He's spoiled. But like the thing
I
is, like
think
it's
you.
I
I
like
think
how
that.
like
I think you know that very well, Jonathan.
yeah, sure.
Not trying to explode you or anything like that.
Hmm. Well,
But yeah,
now that
like
you've
you said, man,
interrupted, you want to
just
go on to
love
what would you change? Funny
what.
man.
What, dude? You gonna continue what you were saying about
No,
Flash?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All
Peachy.
right. What I what I would change and what I would add. What would I change? Let's see. Honestly, dude, I wouldn't change a thing. Probably like tweak up the Edith storyline a little bit, but other than that, I probably wouldn't change a thing. Adding, well, changing, yeah, I'll probably change up to like the story being too convenient. I would probably change that up too. But adding, no, wouldn't add anything. So I think this Spider-Man movie is great. Not as good as Homecoming, but it is still up there. It's still a great Spider-Man movie.
The only thing I would
Wouldn't
change,
change
I
anything.
want more
Yep.
Mysterio scenes. I think the movie's
Yeah.
fine in every aspect.
Added a
I just want
Mysterio
more
scene
scenes
at
with
the end of the
Mysterio.
movie.
I want
Yeah.
more scenes with Mysterio throughout the movie. But other than
Justice for Mysterio.
that, I think it's
Hashtag
fine.
He ain't do nothing wrong.
it. Free my free my man.
He ain't do nothing.
What would you change? What you add, David?
Mysterio, adding him definitely would be a cool thing. I don't know if I'd change anything really. Probably just more of less Brad, obviously.
Yeah, Brad is an irrelevant character. Don't need to really be there.
I don't know. They should have made Nick, Skrull Nick, seem more real. Cause I mean, it's kind of easy to look at him and just be like, yeah, that's not.
I mean,
That's
upon
doesn't
second
really add up.
viewing. I mean,
Yeah,
upon second
of course,
viewing, yeah.
upon second viewing, of course, no one knew it because no one was paying attention to Nick Fury that much. Let's be honest.
Yeah, like Nick had like a small role, even though he's all over the posters and stuff like that. But I think they made him have like a small role because it wasn't really Nick. So
Also, and the last thing I'd do is that I'd take away the film rights of Spider-Man from Sony and give it back to Marvel Studios. Okay, I'm done.
all right, let's get into tier ranking. Jonathan, I would like for you to go first because I'm still trying to think about mine. My bad, dude. I'm still trying to think about mine.
I enjoyed it more than Homecoming. I don't remember what I gave Homecoming. I think I gave it.
You gave it like an A. Something.
It's definitely not an S. It's definitely not a B. So I'm gonna give it an A. It's pretty
giving
decent.
it an A.
I enjoyed watching it. I think it's better than Homecoming in terms of
For
me
real?
liking it and watching it.
I
want to watch
I think
it's
I
a
like the
dumb
jokes
movie
more
to
here
watch.
than
I'll just
Homecoming.
put on Far From Home. If I want to watch like a story, I'll put on Homecoming. But I feel like Far From Home, it's more upbeat. It's more enjoyable.
So basically, your opinion has changed over these 23 weeks because I thought you liked Homecoming more than Far From Home.
Yeah, it happens.
hey, hey, if that's what you like, then that's what you like. Can't really, can't really hold that against you.
Yeah, talk about all the
Davis,
times
you
I
go.
said I like Captain.
It's an A.
But go on.
Easy A.
So you put this over Homecoming because you got Homecoming at B. So you think this is better than Homecoming?
Sterling's got the list up right now.
Obviously.
Yep. Okay. Well, yeah, it's good. It's not a B. At first, though, I was gonna say that it was a B until I watched it, and I had a fun time. Like I laughed so hard while watching the movie. So I gotta say it's an S. But I think it's lower half of S. Like I don't think it's better than Homecoming.
S.
I do
Interesting.
not. Yeah. No, not
we
S.
gotta
Not S.
we gotta
A.
get a
My
new
bad. My
ranking
bad.
system.
Yeah, we do. But I think it's an A minus. It's not better than Homecoming, but I do think that it is a good Spider-Man movie. It's a very enjoyable film.
We gotta get a new ranking system.
Yeah, but it's definitely better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Iron Man 2. Yeah, so I think it's an A minus. Not gonna.
Disrespecting Iron Man 2 for no reason.
Iron Man 2 is not good. It's not better than Far From Home, man.
It's not good.
I'm
Incredible
sorry.
Hulk's not good, but hey, it's all subjective.
Yeah, all films subjective.
So what do we got?
But yeah,
We got A
it's
minus.
crazy how you guys
A
think
is
this is
all
better
around.
than Homecoming. Yep, A is all around.
I think I'm gonna go back and say I think it's more enjoyable than Homecoming. That's what I meant in terms of it being better. Like, if I had to choose between which movie to watch, I'm gonna go with Far From Home most of the time.
Yeah, I just don't like new fatigue to kind of change my judgment on movies. Like, okay, like Homecoming did come out in 2017. This is the most recent one, so I would be more inclined to watch Far From Home, but Homecoming is kind of the better movie. So just in my opinion.
That's what you think?
Yeah.
What you think?
Yeah, man. But I'm glad we all liked it. It's it's a bland, forgettable movie, but hey, it is what it is.
Rewatch, what did it start with? An S and an A?
Yeah, I started with an A. Ended with an A.
With an A.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
But Davis, you started off with a B, and I don't like that. I don't. I don't like that.
Want.
We'll see. We'll see.
I can dupe them if you want. Say the word.
What? No, we good. We got something planned for next week. Can't wait to see what's going to be on your list.
This is it. No more podcasts.
No more.
Brian,
we're done.
Thank you for watching. Swan
Pride.
Pride.
To take a break.
Thank you for watching.
Hey, I want to ask you guys this question. Do you guys ever come back? Are you guys coming back? Because you never say never to something like this. And honestly, dude, I don't know, man. If I'm going to be coming back, it has to be, huh?
We'll see what the future holds.
Yeah, I don't want to come back and it be like a cheap cash grab. You know what I mean? It has to, I think we ended off our character so perfectly well here is that, we should just end it.
That being said, thank you for tuning in to 23 weeks of Marvel films. It feels, like I've said, just like a yesterday since we were watching Iron Man.
Yep.
And now here we are, Far From Home.
It's the 23rd of October.
If humanity was smarter, next week we would have been bringing you guys Black Widow. It would have been bringing you guys Black Widow, but sadly,
COVID always
it's not happening. Sterling, don't go to his channel. It's not worth it.
Why not?
Stay at our channel. Stay at our.
That's not fair.
Brian, unsub.
Guys, come to my channel. SDUBnation, please.
He steals my content. But in all seriousness, thank you guys for watching. This is it. The end. Leave a like and subscribe. Please do. Leave a like and subscribe. Please do. Because we need it. We need it.